Alright, so this is gonna be a pretty just impromptu tutorial on as many levels as I get through right now. First, I'm just gonna play through the level without talking. I'll probably mute my mic, and then afterward I'll re-enter the level and explain everything I've done. And I'll be doing that in each video. So I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Alright, so that was a pretty good example of the level. That would have been a 59 without loads, almost definitely. So now I'll re-enter it and explain everything, all the little details that are probably not noticeable if you don't run the game. It's going to take a while because the loadings are bad, but we'll get there. At first, just make sure you're mashing triangle, of course, to skip the little cutscene of Crash getting up. That saves a lot of time to actually skip it. So, okay, I would normally have no masks right now. So, you'll immediately be holding up while you're mashing triangle, and you can just spin once and get all three of these boxes if you time it at the right time. And we want to be getting as many boxes as we can that aren't out of the way, so that way, at the end, less boxes fall on your head. So next, hang on, I'll wait till the crab is where he would be if you had just held forward. If you just held forward, he would be coming across right here, and you could snipe him into that mask. Sometimes he doesn't snipe it though, in which case you just need to kind of move over and spin it real quick and then just keep going. A lot of the time he doesn't snipe it, actually. So it's also important, you probably noticed I was jumping. Anytime you're going downhill or uphill, it's pretty important to make sure you're jumping. Because if I'm just walking, it's just much slower if you just jump up the hill. One thing you can do, what I did in that run through you saw earlier, I kind of jumped here and I spun, and my spin broke that box. It spun the crab, and then the crab spun through this box, and then the crab kind of just flew off. It didn't break anything else. One other thing you can do is, if this box is still here, you can actually do like a jump and spin. I'm not very good at it, I don't do it very much. Why am I getting such a little jump actually? Wait, I actually don't know how to do this. Okay, it's kind of like that. But there would be this other box here. But yeah, you can get another box, but I don't like doing it. It's a little tricky for me. And you kind of have to like move out of the way and move back. And anytime you go diagonally, Crash slows down a little bit. So it's not nearly as worth. So when you get here, there would normally be a crab here. I just spun it away on accident. But you would be able to snipe him, and he would break all of these 5 boxes over here to the right of Crash. So then once you get here, what I do is I run right up to the bottom of this, and then I jump all the way up to here and spin this box. And then I just do as short of hops as I can all the way up, all the way up to the very top. What most people just do, because it's really easy to accidentally jump early like that and then end up right here still. So what most people do is just jump onto this step, and then they bounce off the box that would be here, land here, and then just start doing short hops all the way up. You can do whichever. I don't know if one is for sure faster than the other or not. They both work fine. Okay, once you get up here, when you get this mask, you'll get mask form, and you want to make sure you land up here after the mask form animation ends, just so you're a little more forward, and then you can carry the mask a little bit further. Because you want to be on the ground as much as possible while you're in mask form, because that's the only time you get any speed out of it. So anytime you have to jump is bad, basically, while you're in mask form. And if you were to get it down here, you'd have to jump an extra time to get up here. So you want to make sure you just run at it and bounce kind of at least in the middle. You don't even have to be that far up on the box, you'll still make it up here as long as you hold up. So you just hold up, run off here, run over here. It's a little trick you can do like that, so that way you don't have to jump again, but it's really annoying and I don't get it very often, so I just don't bother. Once you jump across this hole, you want to kind of hug this left wall, because the level's turning to the left, so just like cars, if they were racing or whatever, you want to hug the turn. So for the same reason here, you're going to want to hug the turn. We'll take the time to, well, you want to spin this box because you'll still be in mask form. So when you run by, you'll break it. And then you run through here, and it'll break all these with your mask form as well. And then what I do is I just line up crash right here once I'm still in mask form, and I literally just hold up from here all the way until I get to that pillar over there. So by doing that, I'm just holding up, which is good because I'm not going diagonal, so I'm not losing any time. And I'm also hugging this really long right turn the entire time. When I get here, I'll move a little bit left to break that box with mask form, and then I'll get back on this right wall, and I'll adjust a few times to get closer to it as I'm heading this way. And then once you get here, I try and kind of line up with the center. You'll just jump across, it'll break this box, and then if you run just a little bit right, like about this far, you can just walk straight up onto the platform. You can also just jump like the moment you break the box, and it's not that much slower. It's about the same, but it's not too hard to just run to the right and then get up here. And if you can manage to step onto the portal and still be in mask form, then that means you did a pretty good job. Because your mask form hasn't run out yet, so it must have been fast, right? So yeah, that's Insanity Beach. Might be a little too detailed, I don't know. I just want to really point out lots of details to each level. That's going to be the whole point of this.